Hello, and how are you guys doing? My name is Justin Liugan, here with you again, and today we have some very interesting stuff to talk about. Listen to this, Internet of Things and virtual reality. All right, we have a lot to go through, so let's get started. Question number 1, briefly describe IoT and 2 examples in healthcare. First and foremost, IoT is changing much about the world we live in. Okay, they consist of sophisticated sensors and chips that are embedded in the physical things around us, each transmitting valuable data. So data that lets us better understand how these things work and work together. Now, the process starts with the devices themselves, such as the phone I'm using to record myself and my laptop for my script, which securely communicates with the IoT platform. And this platform integrates the data from all these devices plus many more and applies analytics to share the most valuable data with applications that address industry-specific needs, such as in healthcare and technology and so on. Example 1 in healthcare, monitoring your health. Okay, IoT hugely expands the number of physicians who know things about you. And an example is, an insulin in your belly and an iWatch. This is not an iWatch, but you get the point. It transmits data to doctors, whether to let them know, if you're okay, if you need any other medications, any problems that you're facing right now. There is this thing called edge computing, and it's a cheaper and more efficient to process information coming from sensors closer to where it originates rather than sending that data back to the cloud. So example number 2 is a robot surgeon needs to process information in real time, and they wouldn't tolerate delays that occur when processing information is in a remote cloud, And as mobile carriers begin to implement 5th generation wireless networks, it will make it easier for edge computing devices to communicate with one another. And the purpose of the cloud is to reduce corporate spending on its own IT. Question number 2, briefly describe virtual reality, 2 examples in healthcare. Okay, so virtual reality is a computer-generated simulation of a 3-dimensional image or environment that can be interacted with in a seemingly real or physical way by a person using a special electronic equipment. Virtual reality is single-minded. It's complicated but not complex. And what that means is complex is a lot of steps with a lot of decisions, and complicated is just a lot of steps. All right. A big use case, example number 1, is mental health. Okay, you can put yourself in a safe and comfortable environment for those who suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, or those who have a great fear of clowns or public speaking. This can potentially expose them with these issues in safe ways, which can rewire their brains to think differently about the situations. Example number 2 is the clinical and hospital aspect. Okay, for those who are going through a tough time of receiving chemotherapy or any other painful therapy for that matter, putting on virtual reality goggles alleviates the pain when they are taken to a happy place during the treatment, which reduces their perception of pain. Question number 3, go to the Second Life site and tell us what you learned. Okay, so this was a little bit fun for me. I went to the Learning Island first to learn how to control my avatar, how to talk, how to walk, how to run, jump, and fly. All right, and then I went to the Social Island to chat with a few people. Not really chat. I said hi. No one said hi, so I left. Okay, so then I proceeded to follow the steps and was led to a handful of color-coded portals with titles above them such as music and park. And these portals teleport you to a random location. The first portal took me to an island, and at first glance, it looked like a village that had tents, bungalows, cows, and rivers running through. Okay, but after roaming around and checking underwater, I learned that this place used to be mountains and the water level has risen all the way to the top. All right, and as I continued to check all the portals, I noticed one thing they had all in common. They were all locations built on top of mountains surrounded by a vast body of water. Crazy. Which maybe implies that that's the direction the world is headed, but who knows, right? That's just my take on it. If you want to find out more, go ahead and check it out yourself at secondlife.com. And yeah, we got everything covered. That is all for this episode of Talks with Justin. Appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you back here next time. Goodbye.